Ahead of his gig at Fat Lil's in Witney, Nick John from Glovebox Live interviews Don Gallardo.
When your days are moving quickly like the storms that hit the Southland, I'll meet you at the station and we'll talk about the sunshine, but it always seems to rain upon my face. And the water that is coming down is always mixed with gasoline, and we feed it to our children and they drink up every drop. Still it always seems to rain on my parade.
Tonight I'm talking to singer-songwriter country artist Don Gallardo, who's just starting a UK tour. So welcome to Britain, one day on, Don.
Thank you.
And how you find it? How's things over here? You've toured over here quite a lot, haven't you?
Yeah, I think this is my 7th tour in England. Yeah, and I love it. It's
You've been described as a road warrior.
I guess so.
Which is kind of Mad Max to me, but well, how have you found the UK and the audiences?
I love it. It's my favorite audience in the world, really, because in the US you get a lot of chatter at shows. Where over here I feel like there's not much chatter at all, so we get to play our songs and they get appreciated, a little more over here. I think because you guys all really love music. It's in your blood. Absolutely. Where I think we're a little distracted over there with all sorts of different things. So
certainly, the live music scene has really burgeoned in the last sort of 15 years, and I think that's come across with the sort of venues and places. A lot more places to play now and things. I mean, perhaps 20 years ago we would have thought it was going to be finished live music, so I think it's really good. But how have you found do you find your audiences grow the more you play over here?
I've gotten to a pretty good spot where it's every year that I've played, it's gotten bigger and bigger at every stop along the way. So I've been working my butt off. We're doing this tour. We're doing 18 shows in 20 days.
That's some
and the 2 days we have off, one of them we're doing Bob Harris Under the Apple Tree, and then the other day we're doing a radio show in London. So we basically don't really have a day off. But that's just when people come over here to play music and take 3 days off after their first show, I think it's kind of silly. So, I mean, you're here to work, so I'm here to play music. And
do you find the country scene over here is different? To be honest with you, I grew up liking punk and metal and things, and what I call country and western in the 70s and 80s. I to be honest, I wouldn't have listened to it if you forced me to. But with it seems to have changed now, the country scene, in terms of alt country and Americana and everything, and it's all roots music, and it seems really popular now, and that must be reflected in the audiences that you see over here.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's the Americana, the Americana crowds. They really do go for each show that they see. That if it's Americana, someone coming from Nashville in particular. I think it all, you get quite a bit of people just under the acronym Americana. I mean, it's funny, I've been saying it since 2000, and I was saying it in California in 2000 when I was playing, and people would come up to me and say, "Is that some kind of Mexican American kind of thing, Americana?"
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So and I was always like, no, it's like a roots rock. It's a roots movement kind of thing. It's you can put country in it. You could put just plain old singer-songwriter. You could put blues. You can put rock. You can throw all of that in one pot, and you cooked up, what it is. So, and at all my shows, I really try to, you'll see tonight. It's not just me playing country all night. Each song, it's gonna change a lot. There's gonna be some bluesy stuff. There's gonna be, it's pretty balanced out little set list of I was trying to fill in. Basically, I put out 6 records, and this tour, since I've been coming over for the last 7 years, I've kind of toured on records, and I don't have my Hickory came out in 2015, and of June of last June, and so I did 2 tours on Hickory last year, and then I came up. This tour right now is basically on everything. So I'm trying to play a song, songs from every record I put out, plus some new ones that I've got.
It's like a carousel that spins inside a wheel well, a distant ringing dinner bell for you. Well, he says that he's not in it for the money or the glory, just the feeling that it gives him. He's satisfied he's tried, but it always seems to rain on nothing.
I saw that the Nashville Scene said that your music was country rock with brains and charm.
Yeah.
And I thought that kind of implies that there's other artists who country rock with no brains and no charm. So I thought that was... I didn't know quite what to make of that. He said there's something like experimental impulses as well.
Yeah.
And I thought that journalism gone mad.
I think... I hope they meant, it was just a... like I was just describing, a melting pot of...
Well, it was obviously good.
Yeah,
It was a good review.
definitely. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah.
Now you're from California originally.
Correct. Yeah, Northern California.
But you're now resident in the Music City.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about Nashville. I've been there once. Why is Nashville now so influential
It's
on
crazy
the world?
now.
I mean,
the last 2
all
years.
types of
The last
music
2
now.
years is like it's doubled. The whole city has. I've been there 8.5 years, and it's completely different today than it was when I moved there. So it's changed. It's done a lot of changing. It's East Nashville was this really cool music scene of people, of friends and musicians supporting each other, and it's grown so much. And now it's just like this hotbed of everyone moving there. I mean, they're knocking down old buildings and putting up apartment complexes. It's a really big growing city right now. But one thing, I think of the big movement of the initial movement of people moving to Nashville is because it is a central located city. So you can go to Kentucky in an hour, and then from Kentucky you could go over to North Carolina, and then from North Carolina you can go over to Virginia, and then back to Alabama, or Georgia, Alabama, and then be back in Nashville, and you just did that in 5-6 days. So you just went through 5 states, and you could do huge tours just in that regional area. So I think that's what started a lot of it. But I think there's a lot of other aspects of like a lot of big musicians moving there. When Jack White moved there, it kind of started it's not just country, and Sheryl Crow's there, and Ben Folds, and then, everyone just started kind of flocking because all these people are there, the Alabama Shakes and the Black Keys and Cage the Elephant. So you've got like a huge melting pot now in Nashville, where it used to be just only country. It's everything under the sun. There's nothing that's not there, and there's so many venues, so many bands. Now today, I think it's the biggest it's ever been, and it's still growing. And it's doubled in the last 2 to 3 years. But I mean, it's a beautiful city. I love it. Yeah. I've been there 8.5 years, and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.
And I remember by the river there were branches floating from upstream that slipped into the water when the creeks began to rise, 'cause it always seems to rain down where I lay.
You've had songs featured in some films and in ABC's Nashville series, I think, as well.
Yeah.
How do you go about it? Do you pitch for that, or do people come to you and say...
I have a publishing deal, and the people behind the publishing deal, they pitch it to movie placement people and whatnot. So
must help the bank balance.
Yes, it does. It makes my wife happy.
Is it tempting to try and write stuff that they might be interested in?
A little bit, yeah. It is, of course. Yeah.
Must be in the back of your mind.
A little bit, yeah, when you're writing stuff, and then it just... Stuff comes so much, I just push it to the wayside. If it's something that I think is going to be fitting for something, I usually get these pitches to come in and say, hey, they're looking for this or looking for that, and then it's up to the publishing company to say, oh, he has this song, and then they send them away to them. But there's been a couple times where I wrote a couple songs just for certain situations,
Well, it'd be crazy not to.
Right, yeah. I mean, like, in America, like, all the commercials have this mandolin, dinka-dinka-dinka-dinka-dinka-dinka-dinka, this little mandolin thing, so I literally went in the studio and recorded a mandolin track that was, like, just happy and upbeat, and sent it away. It hasn't gotten in a commercial yet, but you know.
You've always got it. You can use it.
Exactly.
Be on the next album.
I'm waiting for that pitch to come to say, "Oh, looking for a very happy, jolly thing."
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Really appreciate it. Hope the show goes well tonight, and best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
'Cause every single thing had fell for you. Yes, every single thing had fell for you. Yeah, every single thing had.
That was a broadcast production by Gloveboxlive.uk.